Hey there, guys. So we have gotten the new Item World update on Global a little bit earlier than we were expecting. It came during the maintenance this week with Final Fantasy IX. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you the team I am using for Item World. Now, before we get started, I will mention that the item world that we got on Global, it does have the change where your enchantments carry over and you can keep improving your weapon. It does have the change where the enemies were made significantly stronger. What it doesn't have is the rares and a shared pool. Either they're going to be adding this later or we're not getting it at all. That's a whole topic all by itself. People are discussing it on Reddit, Discord, etc. That's not the purpose of this video. In this video, we're just going to be showing the team I'm using. People asked me to show the team on Global, so we're going to do it. I've already gone through the first 5 levels, and amusingly enough, as I was going through the first 5 levels, I already perfected my weapon. But we're going to finish off the run just to show you the team I'm using. So we're going to start on level 5, or 6. So here's the team I'm using. I'm using Warrior's Prayer Darkfina because she automatically buffs stats and LB damage. I'm using a Modern Breaker, it doesn't matter which one of the ones that cast Preemptive Auto Full Break, because that's an Omni in peril. So like Return Axstar, Return Reagan, Tulian, stuff like that. The modern dedicated breakers, all of them cast Preemptive Full Break. So that's what you want to Omni in peril enemies. And then we're going to be using a Berserk Songstress Yuna and a Berserk Dark Knight Pain. You can also use a Berserk Machina Ma Riku if you want to. We're also using the Obsidian Bracer for AoE Auto 80% Break and Fire Peril. And if you own it, we're using the Leave It To Me card for AoE Automatic Greatsword Imperil and Bigger Fire Imperil. And this is the party we're going to be using. We're going to be using a Berserked party. So both Songstress Yuna and Dark Knight Pain in their shift form, their normal attacks are AoE tag chaining. We're using elemental weapons. We're using the Avenger Dagger. We're quad attacking, and they're going to be handling it. Now, the reason I'm using both Yuna and Pain instead of Riku and Pain is because Yuna is a mage damage dealer and Pain is a physical damage dealer. Some of these enemies have very high defense, very low spirit, and some of them have very low spirit, very high defense, or the opposite. You get it. Some of them are weaker to mages, some of them are weaker to physicals, and some of them are equal. For example, here you go. That boss we just fought was very weak to magic damage, very strong to physical damage. So if we had brought Riku and Pain Berserked, we probably would have still killed it because it's only level 6, but it might not have. And as you can see, in some fights we'll see Pain will be like really, really high damage, and then Yuna will be very, very low damage. As I mentioned, I actually got the final mod I needed on level 3, so this weapon is actually done. This is a flawless Elena offhand weapon for her shift form, so modifiers don't matter anymore. It's max spirit. But we're going to keep going for the demonstration sake of the video. And at the end, I'll show you the gear. And the reason 2B is here, by the way, 2B is not bringing any kind of auto buffing. She's going to be in case we don't kill something. So as you can see here, our Berserk units, they are tag chaining and they're AoE chaining. So there we go. We handle that kind of stuff. And it kills it. But once we get to levels 9, maybe, or level 10, we probably won't kill the final boss with Berserk only. So 2B is here to manually kill the final boss. And as you can see right here, the plant guy we just fought, the plant had high spirit and low defense. So therefore Pain did the most damage on that fight. That's the reason we're doing a mage and a physical unit instead of 2 physicals or 2 mages. But the three best tag chaining AoE normal attackers would be all 3 of the X2 girls. So, YRP. And this boss right here, never mind, it's died. I was about to say, maybe it's a Terra Knight. One of them was pretty bulky. This one was fine, though. As you can see, it got killed, no problem. But yeah, now if you want the strongest normal attack unit, period, without setup, talking about Berserk. Now, obviously, Machina Ma Riku is stronger if you do her setup, but you can't do her setup with the Berserk mode. There we go. That boss was high defense. But anyway, there's also Amarant. Amarant is actually the highest normal attack damage dealer without using setup. The issue with Amarant, he's not a tag chainer, and I even tried 2 duplicate Amarants, and the chain just kind of broke a lot of times. Hey, we almost didn't get him, but we got him. And that boss right there, you see we almost didn't kill him with Berserk. If we didn't, that's what 2B is here. And you're going to see on the final stage, we are going to need 2B. 2B is for you to manually kill anything that didn't die from automatic damage. So that boss seemed to have equal defense and spirit. It's just like level 9, we're getting into the bulky enemies where Berserk is not quite as effective. And here is going to be level 10. Level 10, we are probably not going to kill with Berserk. This is where 2B comes in, or Dwayne, or just 2 normal chainers. You can manually chain them. You could use like Fina to chain with someone. But the final boss is very, very bulky. And hey, we might. No, we didn't. Oh, for some reason the chain does that every now and then. Anyway, we didn't quite kill the final boss, so we just used 2B's tag chain, and of course a normal LB is going to deal tons of damage. So there we go. We win. And we're going to see the damage breakdown. It looked like 2B didn't quite do it. That's because 2B's final hit is her big damage. So 2B did way more damage than the Berserk units, as you're going to see in just a second. And boom. Yeah, so, if you're having problems building a Berserk team, a manual team is the way to go because real strong. Keep in mind, 2B is single target on her base form LB. So, let's see, I want to keep the new one. Yeah, here's my old one. And this is the cool thing about the new item world. My old Elena weapon was, HP Spirit 20, Spirit 15, and only Spirit 10. The Spirit 10 was the bad roll. In the past, I would have lost all of this, had to start from scratch. Would have probably never gotten this. But now, I replaced that Spirit 10 with a Spirit 20 that I got on level 3. And boom, perfect Elena offhand. That weapon is now complete. Done. Perfect. Anyway, I'll show you the team's gear that we're using for this stuff. We're not going to actually enchant this, but let's just go in here just to show. Okay, so here's the team we're using. So we are using Fina with just, some gil up, but she's using this, and we're not overloading one unit with autocast, because the autocast go off with animations. So you want to spread out your autocast so that, if you put all the autocast on one unit, then by the time the 4th autocast happened, your attackers would already be done and they wouldn't get the benefit. So spread out your autocast, your auto buffs. So the reason we're using her is her skill right here. Let me find it. Preemptive Boost All. She automatically, just for being here, casts 200 LB damage for 2B and 250 stat buffs for our chainers. And then we also gave her the Leave It To Me card. This is optional. If you don't have this, it's not that big a deal. But if you do, it is helpful. And this is going to give us a bigger Fire and Earth in peril and a 25 Greatsword in peril. So 2B in the base form, again, so we can spread out the auto buffs, we gave her the Obsidian Bracer, which gives us 80 Fire in peril in case you're not using the Leave It To Me card, and then 80% defense and Spirit Break. There you go. And notice we are not using Clash Gear on 2B because we want the first autocast she does to be Obsidian Bracer. If we gave her Clash Gear, she might cast the Morale Fill, then she'd cast the Break, and by that time you might be on attack 3 of your tag chainers, and the first 2 attacks got wasted with no good break. So you want to not overload her with autocasting. Other than that, she's just got a lot of LB damage versus dragons and demons, because one of the bulky bosses on level 9 is that dragon we saw, and that way she can help out kill that. But there we go. Maxed LB damage, and there it is. And then here's Axstar the Return, is using no autocasting gear whatsoever, because he automatically casts, just for being here, Preemptive Full Break. And that is going to give us an Omni in peril. You'll see why that's important in a second. But Omni in peril. Now his breaks are very bad. Only auto 70. That's what the Obsidian Bracer is for. So the good breaks are from Obsidian Bracer, but we're getting Omni in peril from Axstar the Return. And now for our DPS. So Songstress Yuna is using Equip Short Sword or Dagger. That's Penello's TMR, the 3-star unit. We're using Yeti Combat Style for the quad attack. And then we are dual wielding. We're getting dual wield from the Warrior of the Ashura Crystal. If you don't have this, you're definitely going to be harder to build unit for dual wield build. But it can still be done with like Tetra, Synergy, stuff like that. But if you do have this, this is a really, really big help for making a dual wield unit. Avenger for the auto Berserk, that gives us Berserk, and that's what allows us to just have minimal input and lazy mode clear this. And we gave her the Poppy's Paintbrush. For one thing, it's a magical weapon, which is good for Yuna. Also, it's 7 elements, and that is going to build the tag chain to max modifier by the second hit. And that is going to make the tag chaining a lot stronger, obviously. And we're getting all these imperils from Return Axstar. And again, Return Axstar could be like Tulian or stuff like that. They all have preemptive Omni Imperil. Other than that, we're just getting some magic gear. So, double magic control ring, love for Travia, and then 100 more true dual wield from this, or somewhere from this. And this is enabling her to dual wield as well. This also gives her the chain cap up, by the way. So that's really an all-in-one card. And if you can fit killers on your build as well, you want to prioritize Demon Killer, Stone Killer, Fairy Killer, and Dragon Killer. Now, we couldn't quite fit Dragon Killer in this build, but Demon, Stone, Fairy, those are some of the like levels 7, 8, 9, 10 bosses that are bulkier. We don't really care about Human Killer and all that, because all the humans are like on levels 1 through 5, and they're going to die in one hit no matter what. Now, as far as Dark Knight Pain, again, we are dual wielding in the Avenger. We're getting dual wield from Tetrid, Sylphid, Synergy. You could also use the regular old dual wield. I don't know why I used this one, but who cares? Twin Swords, dual form, Yeti combat style, double Warlord's boots. Because again, none of these units are naturally dual wield. We're getting chain cap up from the Wish Granting Demon card. We couldn't fit any killers on her, sad face. A little bit of killers with scanning goggles. That's giving us Plant and Stone Killer. So there you go. There's actually no bugger machines on the high levels. And then her offhand is a Fire Greatsword. Fire because we do have a 120 Fire Imperil from the Leave It To Me card. And Greatsword because, we're getting a Greatsword Imperil. It helps a little bit with damage. And there it is. Our Berserk Pain. And just for curiosity, her killers are 125 Demon, 200 Fairy, 250 Plant, 50 Stone. Not great, actually. Honestly speaking, Riku might be better than Pain as the Berserker. I don't know. Whatever. But anyway, there is the updated lazy mode for clearing. I wasn't able to get an automatic Berserk kill on the final boss. I'm not sure if it's possible. It might be. If you found a way to completely automate all 10 levels and reliably kill level 10 as well with nothing but Berserk units, no player input whatsoever, let me know in the comments, because I definitely would like to do that. Just make it even easier. But this team does clear levels 1 through 9 with no player input other than starting the battle. And then level 10, I just pop off 2B and she finishes off level 10. So there it is. And as far as the global change with the rare stuff, that's not really the purpose of this video. That can be talked about in a different video or something like that. Anyway, hope it helps. See you in a bit.